everyone, my name is Jeremy Wanga Aluma. I'm 12 years old and today we're going to talk about how bombs work. All bombs. So what you don't know about bombs, they have like 3 components inside of them. One is very radioactive or something very explosive with some ingredients like nitrous oxide, and another that's just a liquid form. And the trigger. So this is how a bomb works. So here's what happens. When you ignite a bomb in fire, the fire heats up the molecules inside, then heats up the water. So what happens? We have a force called concentration force. This force is a way, you see, inside of the bomb. Now here's what happens. The pressure inside starts squeezing it outwards. The more outward pressure it happens, the more result it's likely to break apart or do a boom. So what you don't know about bombs, you see, these are normal bombs. We have also grenade bombs that work the same way, except we have a pistol. The pistol is connected to a highly flammable paper, to a liquid of highly flammable gas, and nitrous oxide under. When you pull the pin, it does the same way as a normal bomb does, but too fast. So how does a nuclear bomb work? A nuclear bomb is actually just something we thought is normal, like a normal bomb. But just remember, it's not normal in many ways. Number 1, nuclear bombs inside have something called a computer or an individual AI. Then they have nitrous oxide covering the whole top. And we have gas right here, flammable gas. So what happens when it strikes? Well, the computer gets activated and then it starts releasing the nitrous oxide to here. When the nitrous oxide fills it up, the bomb normally now starts having a nib. You see the heated point? This nib is a point where if it touches the ground, it will explode. So as it does, it doesn't need to touch the ground. The heated part starts reacting to oxygen, like this is air. So it just happens. When the air molecules hit the surface, they start breaking the surface up, creating a little tear that gets bigger and bigger. The more the tear gets bigger and bigger, the more the chemicals start spilling out. And then what happens? The next process of this stage is called the ignition. We did the process of how it explodes, now ignition. First of all, the chemicals start making a pressure, kind of like turning the bomb into a squeezed version. And while it's being squeezed, the pressure nib starts forming a radioactive zone around it. That means all the radioactive content just surrounds the bomb completely. Then when it hits, all this radioactiveness comes and the pressure tears through the metal of the bomb, creating the big boom core. We have now a core that's so what happens next? We go to the next process called transfusion. All the radioactiveness from the metal starts leaking out to the environment. So like, how does it form? fireball from the nuclear active site. Here's the core bit, and here's a radioactive cloud. We can't see the cloud, but it's invisible. So after the explosion, the radioactivity seeps onto many parts, like soil, animals, and even water from dams or lakes. You see, radioactiveness starts seeping through all of these products. Any animal will be infected, every soil and grass infected, lakes and rivers will be infected. And then this infectedness normally kills the animals, but then contaminates the water. It continues spreading until we have a massive land full of radioactiveness. We come to the next part, transportation. As normally the water will carry it into clouds of radioactiveness and then move around. For this will create a weather that starts seeping through all around the country, killing millions of people. This is how a nuclear bomb works. As you can see, it's just a slow process. Unlike other bombs that work so fast, this is actually the slowest process. It might take even days depending on the size of a bomb, of a nuclear bomb. So we classify how it works, but what happens? You see, the nuclear bomb isn't dropped from a plane. Normally, we must look inside of a nuclear bomb, at the nib. We also have small rockets, called missile rockets. Just like a nuclear bomb, they pack a lot of energy. You see, normally the nuclear bomb does the process, while the little ones just stay in. In the air, when the heated process melts the nib, they just fly around and hitting random places. As you can imagine, they just start hitting everywhere. So not only we're infecting the country, but we're also destroying the country. Normally these things aim for major parts of a country. Here's the major parts. Here's what our targets are: submarines, facilities, air launchers, and tanks. So let's see how they work. Starting off with a tank, a normal tank. In a tank's barrel, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 bombs, or even 8. 8 bombs in a tank, and 3 bullets. It's on the underside, and then 3 seats. So how do we destroy a tank? Well, we must first of all learn how to find the person who's sitting on it. We also have the third place where they control the tank. So don't believe those cartoons that they say that tanks only have 1 seat. They have 3. A driving place, a bullet launcher, and a tank, and the tank launcher. This tank tank launcher released bombs. This released bullets. This moves the tank. So we now know how a tank works. Let's see how an aeroplane is. Here's an aeroplane. And here's what it carries. We also have these called sniper people. They sit on this little cabinet dangling from a plane. Their job is to shoot any unexpected plane that's trying to tank their plane. And we also have a cabinet with our nuclear bombs ready in launch. In the aeroplane, there's a specific button in the aeroplane that the driver can press to release the bombs. As we all know, a bomb has a computer. See the computer inside of them? You see, it's the driver's job to press the button while the person shooting destroys unexpected jets that's approaching their way. So it gives the code to the bombs and the bombs just fall while releasing more bombs. So we have a chain reaction. The jet releases bullets, then it releases the bombs release more bombs. The third one we have is also known as submarines. So you're wondering, why submarines? How do they work? So here's a submarine. A submarine has 3 parts. It has a main deck, a power facilitator, and the cabinet. They consist of 2 seats. And the front, you're wondering what's in the front? A 1-person driving. You see, instead of a button, they have a lever. So what's inside of the cabinet? We have a computer telling the places. And we also have the missiles. You see, unlike bombs, missiles are kind of like sinkers. Do you know what I mean? Let's say we have a tank launching. You see, in submarines, these missiles aim for the parts that make the tank move on the ground or even on the air. That completely annihilates a tank or a jet. Because the jet's main parts are destroyed, same to a tank. We also have the propeller and also some fuel boosters to make a quick escape. If somebody noticed these submarines, the submarines also have an outer layer that makes them camouflage. The camouflaging layers either look like seaweed that's just been rotten for many years, or it just looks like a pile of rocks. The camouflage is supposed to help them blend in. Okay, what does this mean? You see, what if somebody can see you and they're using a tank? They will annihilate you. But the next part of thing we must learn is anti-tank guns. Unlike guns, these ones are different. This is an anti-tank gun, 246. So how does it work? Number 1, it has not one but 20 bombs inside. And don't forget, it has 20 bombs while it also has 2 guns ready to launch. So here's how it works. You see, if we have a tank here, you see how it works. It will hit the wheels, annihilating them, then destroy the cabinet where they start killing the people in the driving corpse, then finally explode the tank. Simple.
Yeah.